Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Catalina Legacy 323 BHDS travel trailer. You guys have picked a beautiful trailer here. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. You've got a big awning on this campsite over here. You also have a little flip up down there for your outdoor kitchen. On your off campsite, why don't you think about your slide, leave plenty of room for that to come in and out unimpeded, preferably nothing hanging over top of it. But then I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. They're going to be both right here in the side, just above your tires on your off campsite, in between your two slides. Normally when you arrive, your slides will be closed. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing we're going to do is level your unit. Now you do got a night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply lower or raise the unit until it's level. Now one this long, I recommend with your slides closed, find your center, put a stick on level on there, have someone watch that while you run this up and down. Once you got your unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of your unit. Let me go over here because it's where I left the handle. Have these stabilizing jacks. 3/4 inch crank here. You can use an impact driver or a drill gun. I just recommend when you get to the bottom you slow down, because all we're trying to do at this point is stabilize it. I recommend stabilizing jack pads for underneath your feet. They're going to protect your feet from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Keep them from sinking. Get a 4-pack of those at the store with your 10% off coupon. Throw them down underneath these and run these down just until you've got resistance from your hand crank. Remember, we're already level. We just want to stabilize it. Once we got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Where these power cords go on now, they go straight on, twist to the right, and then put your black washer on. Now at the end of this 50 amp service, should you need, there will be a dog bone. This dog bone will bring you from 50 amp down to 30 amp. And then if you need to plug into a 110 somewhere, in your convenience pack, you also have a 30 to 15 amp adapter to throw on the end of this. Got our power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Now at the campsite, you're going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use this when you're out camping. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. On your trailer, your hot water heater is just to the left of the entry door on your campsite. All we're doing at this point, putting our drain plug back in. You may have left it out the last time you were out camping. Go ahead and throw some plumber's tape on here. Not putty, putty will gum up on you. Get that in there, nice and snug. That is 1 1/8 inches. Once it's in there nice and tight, you can go ahead and turn on your hose over there. Now after your hose has been on for a little while, you can go inside and deploy your slides because our unit's level and stable. What I need you to do is get inside and open up your water taps. Get all the water flowing through them, get all the air out of the lines. Once all the air is out of the lines, you got a nice steady flow of water, shut them off, and then you can turn on this hot water heater from indoors. There is an on-off electric element down here. The only time you ever want to turn this on down here is if you're hooked up to 110. Up here are a couple of resets. If your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here and see if these are bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back in. Directions for that are down here. And here's your pressure release valve. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to hook up at a campsite. We're going to go dry camping, or boondocking as they call it. In that case, we're just going to fill up our potable water tank or freshwater tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. 2 ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your battery and black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it up. While you're filling it up, once it's full, go ahead, remove your hose, put that cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize this water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to that city water. You're already pressurized. All right, we're all set with power and water and ready to camp. I'm gonna go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. I'm gonna start up here on the campsite at your pass-through storage area here. That's all your hitch work. Again, your stabilizing jacks. Your big awning with the LED light. There's a manual override for your slide. There's one here and one underneath your outdoor kitchen. If you lose power, you can get that in and out. You're all prepped for a TV out here. You can plug in a cable in 110 here. Again, your hot water heater. This is a flue for your furnace. If you're running your furnace, steer clear of this and make sure nothing's ever blocking it. Continuing down this side, again, our fresh water. That's a black tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump our black tanks and leave the campsite. You also have your fresh water drain up underneath here. Right up underneath your tires there. Leash link if you want to bring your pet. Your outdoor kitchen here. Open this up. Press down on these blue handles both at the same time to get this to come out. Once that's out, your quick connect LP is right underneath here. And there's where you connect to that. Press these both back down to go in. You have some one-touch lighting out here. And your electric fridge. Controls for that are up there. Make sure that when you're traveling, you have this door not just clamped closed, but locked as well. There's your other manual overrides for the slide. Your accessory hitch, all you want to do to bring them down is simply remove these cotter pins. There's one on each side. This will fold forward. I found it easiest just to hold the tire when you bring it down. Tire adds a little weight to it. On your slides, on these wiper seals, you want to add to the longevity of the life of these, you want them to stay nice and pliable. They actually have spray in our store that you can spray on those. Keep them nice and pliable. In the back here, galley, sewer, and wastewater tanks. That galley tank down there, that's going to be for your outdoor kitchen. There's your black and gray tanks. There is your low point drain for leaving campsites. Again, back over here you have an outdoor shower, holder for the handle up here, your power, city water connection, and again, like I said, low point drain is back underneath there. Continuing on your off campsite, here's where you plug in your cable and satellite at campsites. Your pass-through storage. Propane does come with a cover. Simply lefty-loosey to open. Green means you got gas when you point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Again, check your battery post when you arrive every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose. And down here is going to be your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. Again, your power tongue jack. And that about covers everything out here. Let's go look inside. Alright, coming up beside the unit, the first thing I like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Coming into your left, automatically up top, is going to be your control panel. Freshwater button, when I said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Your battery, black and gray tanks. Slide controls, we'll utilize those when bringing our slides in when we leave. your awning. Let me retract that for a second. Let me show you on your awning. You're only going to want to run this awning out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see that gray bar. That will continue to run itself out and run itself out backwards if you hold your button down, so keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Make sure you don't run it out farther than you need to. To the left of that, it's going to be your exterior and interior lighting. There's where you turn on your water pump, and then all the way to the left is where you turn on your water heater. 110 and a couple of USB ports here. Bring your awning rest of the way in here. Close our door. We call these slam locks for a reason. Lightly slam them and they lock nice. Alright, continuing down here. This is going to be your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned this 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your batteries, and you're going to be, say, gone for the whole day, use that battery disconnect up front to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. Connex TV. Turn this on. So there's a instructions in here from Connex and a remote. I'll run over it as quickly as I can here. Everything that you need is on your TV, from your Bluetooth. I'm going to start going through sources.
Bluetooth mode.
Turn this down. I have to get that voice mode off there. FM radio, media. All right, let me go back through here. Start at the top with your TV. Here's your TV. Go through a couple channels. Don't pick up very well inside this metal building, but continue through your sources. You got AV, your component, 3 different HDMIs. You can hook up Bluetooth here. FM radio. See if we can get anything to come in. Probably not, but I want to show you on your controls. Red's going to be indoors, green's going to be outdoors. So if I go outdoors and turn the sound up, the sound's going to be louder out there. So hypothetically, you can put your TV on in here and have Bluetooth radio outdoors. But go through that paperwork right here, and I'll show you how to do everything from it. Really cool system. Below that, your fireplace. Turn that on, not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening and you don't want to use your gas, keep that gas off. If you're plugged into an electric somewhere, turn this on. This will get it toasty in here in no time. Sofa real quick. Turn that into a bed. See, it does have the cup holders, but you can also just jackknife it down. Got a one-touch lighting throughout the unit. So pull up on this top, remove your legs, put your top on these lips here all the way around, put your back cushions on top. It's going to give you another sleeping quarters. Back here underneath your closets, it's going to be your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. A ton of 15s in there. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Come back into the kitchen. GP electric fridge. Controls are in the fridge part. Right there. Next to your fridge, this is a battery disconnect. What this will do is shut off all the battery power to your fridge so that you can defrost it without having to shut everything else off. Self-explanatory microwave. Have a light and a fan above your cooktop. Got a panel light here. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn this to light. You see it turns blue to red. Hit your spark and there's your flame. Same thing in the oven. Come down here, turn this to light, hit your spark down here, that will light it, and then just turn it to the desired temperature. No need for a pilot light anymore. Rock your panel light down, you got an oven light. Another light up here. And let's go back into our bunk area. In the hallway here, crank your AC up. Shut that off, shuts off quickly. Turn the heat on. I'm gonna shut your heat off. You'll notice that it's gonna take a few minutes for the heat to cycle through before that fan shuts off. In your bathroom, hand crank open, power exhaust vent. A little plumbing to maintain. Everything's PEX in these things nowadays. Just keep an eye on it. You are bouncing a house down the road. Make sure nothing's wiggling loose to start to leak on you over time. Now back into our bunk area. You know, your top bunk will unlatch on each side here. And come down. I think it's safer to travel with this down. It's not as much pressure on these, so we'll keep that down for travel. You can put that up, turn these into gaming chairs, because over here you are all prepped for, where's that, up top here, all prepped for a TV. Of course, your ladder pops out. There's your heat ducts in here. Another hand crank open, just the vent, no exhaust. USB ports all over the place. Another 110 there. For travel, make sure that your bedroom door is snapped open. And speaking of bedrooms, we'll head into the main one. Where I just want to say these are all one-touch lighting. Up top is control from here. There is a backer on this wall for a TV. You got a cable and 110 here. USBs and 110s on the sides. This lighting up here is all one touch. And then in the storage underneath your bed, all right, that about covers everything in here. One last thing, your smoke alarm is right above your TV. Let's act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start by shutting off my interior lights. Then I can walk around the unit and see all the individual lighting I need to go through and shut off. So I went through and shut off everything except for what I can control from my control panel. And say doors and drawers. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Slide one in. In your case, I would probably start with slide 2. Actually, I'm going to stop at this about halfway, because that way we can watch it come in. Slide 2 is going to be your rear bunk area. Again, making sure everything is up off the floor back there and all of your drawers and drawers are closed. Alright, first one's done. Bringing in the second one. So you heard a little noise at the end of the first one when it came in. Let me show you here. That's just the slide mechanism telling itself not to come in any further. Some people think that it's a grinding, but it's not. It's okay to hear for a couple seconds. On your TV, make sure this is pushed back into the lock position from your swivel mode. Shut off our interior lights and exit the unit. Now the biggest thing you got to remember on these steps, make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this could catch on it when it comes in. You also have adjustable feet down here. Just remove these little cotter pins. I like to take my door and shake it, get all the dirt off, set it inside. Turn this handle either way. It's just going to lock these in. Now before you leave the dump station, make sure you lock and deadbolt and lift and turn this handle so your door is secure for travel. You may want in there at the dump station to check your tanks while you're dumping them. Just make sure you get that secure before you hit the road. Alright, at this point, we're going to unhook our cable, our water, and our power. We're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks. If we are out dry camping, see if I can find it again. Again, if we're out dry camping, underneath your fresh water, behind this tire, get up underneath there and dump that fresh water drain. Otherwise, hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. You're gonna have a couple dumps on these. You got your extra galley here and your regular. Your dump is gonna be all the way at the rear of the unit, just behind your tires. Park accordingly. Hook up your 10-foot hose, and first thing you're gonna do is pull that black handle. Now after that black handle sounds like it's no longer draining, it's gonna be your sewer outlet. Go inside, press your black tank, make sure it's empty. Once it is, leave that black handle open. Come on around here and hook up your hose at the dump station to this black tank flush. Again, with your water pressure regulator. Let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's gonna wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Again, remembering to leave that black handle open. Once that's done, remove the hose, put your cap back on, make sure all that washout that you just put in there has drained out. Then you can close your black handle. Secondly, pull your gray handle. While that gray handle is draining, go ahead and dump your low point drains right there in your red and blue. When them are done, we're gonna walk back around to our hot water heater. If you're done camping and you want to dump your hot water heater, we're gonna lift up on this pressure release valve. That's gonna dump the remainder of your hot water out of there. Snap that back down when it's done, otherwise this door won't close. And then pull your drain plug. Got all those waters drained. As soon as our gray tank is done, again, that's cleaner water. It's your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. You can close that, remove that hose, and then just plug into this galley tank. Again, that's going to be your outdoor shower or outdoor kitchen area over there. Dump those waters. Once you're done with them, head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Catalina for many years to come. Happy camping.